Italy missed 3 World Cups in a row. Nigeria failed twice back-to-back. Cameroon got knocked out in the 91st minute. Hungary was seconds from safety before a 96th-minute winner crushed them. Georgia finished third in a group behind Spain and Turkey. 5 nations, 5 painful stories. And caught in the middle of all of them are some of the most in-form players in world football right now. The biggest tournament in history, 48 teams, the most spots ever, and these elite players still won't be there. This is the list nobody wanted to make. The 2026 World Cup is the most expanded in history. 48 teams, more spots than ever before. And yet some of the sharpest players on the planet this season are sitting at home in June and July. This isn't about players being past their prime or riding the bench at their clubs. Most of these names are among the top performers in the Champions League and their respective leagues right now. That's what makes this painful. When you're playing the best football of your career and the World Cup comes around and you can't go, that's a different kind of hurt. Let's go through them. Italy just became the first major football nation in modern history to miss 3 consecutive World Cups, 2018, 2022, now 2026. They lost to Bosnia and Herzegovina on penalties in the playoff final on March 31st, despite taking a 1-0 lead. Donnarumma, a player who won the Champions League with PSG just last year, was on the pitch during the decisive moments, but despite his efforts, Italy still fell short when it mattered most. At the club level, the story is completely different. In the 2024-25 season, Donnarumma was the backbone of PSG's historic treble. In the Champions League alone, he saved 2 penalties against Liverpool in the round of 16, made a combined 15 saves across the quarter and semi-finals against Aston Villa and Arsenal, and kept a clean sheet in the final as PSG destroyed Inter Milan 5-0. He won the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐽 trophy for the second time and was named Best FIFA Men's Goalkeeper for 2025. He's now at Manchester City, but none of that matters to the Italian national team, which won't be in North America this summer. Donnarumma made his Italy debut at 17. He is now 27. He has never played at a World Cup. He admitted on Instagram after the Bosnia defeat that he cried because of enormous sadness. The best goalkeeper in the world, a Champions League winner, has still never kicked a ball at football's biggest stage. That is genuinely difficult to process. Nigeria had the chance to qualify via their group, and then the African playoffs. They failed both times. The Super Eagles lost to 𝐷𝐻 Congo on penalties in the playoff final, the second consecutive World Cup they've missed. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐷, who signed permanently at Galatasaray for €75 million in the summer of 2025, scored 26 Super League goals in 2024-25, winning the Golden Boot and setting a new single-season record for goals by a foreign player in Turkey, with 35 across all competitions. He helped Galatasaray win a domestic double. At the international level, he has 29 goals in 44 appearances for Nigeria, but none of that power could fix a structurally broken qualifying campaign that ended in a shootout in Rabat. The striker who terrorized Serie A defenses and scored hat-tricks at Napoli won't be charging at defenders at a World Cup this summer. Cameroon lost 1-0 to 𝐷𝐻 Congo in the 91st minute of a must-win qualifier. That was the goal that ended their World Cup dream. Mbeumo, who just completed a £71 million move to Manchester United that summer, has been the Lions' best attacking option and Man United's most consistent performer this season. 9 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League in 2025-26. He was brought in to be the man to lead Cameroon's attack, but the team couldn't produce when it mattered. Cameroon, the nation that became the first African team to beat Brazil at a World Cup back in 2022, will not be in North America. Neither will Mbeumo. This one stings because of exactly how it happened. Hungary only needed a draw in their final qualifier at home against Ireland. They led 2-1 going into stoppage time. Then Troy Parrott scored a hat-trick, completing it in the 96th minute. Final score, Ireland 3, Hungary 2. Szoboszlai was in tears on the pitch. Meanwhile, at Liverpool, he's been one of the best midfielders in the league all season. He scored a free kick from 32 yards against Arsenal that won him Premier League Goal of the Month, the first Hungarian player ever to win that award. He's recorded 13 goals and 10 assists across all competitions in 2025-26. Mohamed Salah called him one of the best players in the world right now. The fact that a player of this level won't appear at a World Cup until at least 2030, Hungary haven't qualified since 1986, is genuinely one of the most painful stories of this whole cycle. Georgia ended up third in their qualifying group behind Spain and Turkey. They lost 2-1 to Bulgaria in a critical November match, and that effectively ended their campaign. 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭, who joined PSG for €70 million in January 2025, scored PSG's fourth goal in the 5-0 Champions League final win over Inter Milan. He became the first Georgian ever to score in a UEFA club competition final. In the 2025-26 Champions League campaign alone, he has scored 10 goals and provided 5 assists, surpassing PSG's own club record for goal contributions in a single European season. He scored twice against Bayern Munich in the Champions League semi-final in April 2026. He became captain of the Georgian national team in March 2026. And yet Georgia, a country that had their biggest footballing moment at Euro 2024, where they beat Portugal in the group stage and reached the round of 16, couldn't push through a tough World Cup qualifying group. The man they call 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭 is playing the football of his life, and he won't be at the World Cup. Georgia's population is just under 4 million people. 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭 is arguably the most talented player a country of that size has ever produced. Football fans in Tbilisi stayed up watching him light up the Champions League and then watched their team miss the World Cup. That disconnect is genuinely heartbreaking. Poland lost 3-2 to Sweden in their playoff final. Viktor Gyökeres scored the winner in the 88th minute. Hours later, Lewandowski posted a photo on Instagram of himself holding his captain's armband with the song "Time to Say Goodbye" playing. He has 89 goals in 165 appearances for Poland, nearly double the next Polish player, but has only qualified for 2 World Cups in his entire career. At 37, the 2030 World Cup is realistically out of reach. The man who broke La Liga records, dominated the Bundesliga for years, and is Poland's greatest ever footballer, may never play at another World Cup. That's the brutal final image this qualifying cycle leaves us with. A 48-team World Cup, more places than ever, and still a Champions League winner who kept PSG's final clean sheet, the top scorer in the Turkish league. A Premier League star who outperformed every attacker in the league by XG. A Liverpool midfielder Salah called one of the best in the world. And the man currently rewriting PSG's European scoring records. None of them will be in North America this summer. Football doesn't care how good you are at the club level. The World Cup is unforgiving, and sometimes the most elite players pay the heaviest price for their nation's failures. Whose absence hurts you the most? Drop it in the comments. If this hit different, like and subscribe. We've got more painful football stories coming.